Unlock the secret to performing the side box ab series flawlessly on the Pilates Reformer with this step-by-step guide. Hi everyone, I'm Reed and welcome back to Atlantis Fitness and Pilates. As always, timestamps will be in the description below, and if you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe for more. Now let's get started. For today's video, I'll be teaching you how to set up and perform the side box ab series on the Reformer. All that you'll need as far as equipment is your foot strap attached to the end of your Reformer and your sitting box. Now let's first get started by putting on our spring. I always recommend putting on enough spring that the carriage is secure and cannot move. So we're gonna put on all the springs for today. And then again, I just like to check my foot strap, make sure it's locked in nice and tight, and then we'll grab the box and place the box on. Now, if you are about 5'8" or a little bit shorter, you want your box in front of your shoulder blocks. If you are 5'8" or taller, you're gonna probably want your shoulder or your box over your shoulder blocks. Now, it is sideways, it is not long ways, so side box style. And the other thing we wanna make sure for safety is that your box is centered on the Reformer left to right. If it's too far to one side, it'll be very easy to lift that box and possibly tip over and fall on the floor. So again, make sure it's centered on the box. Then you're gonna make your way onto the Reformer. Now, as we go into the setup, first thing first that is most important, the hip that is gonna be at the top of the box, you want in line with your headrest. Again, if you sit too far back during this, you're gonna start to feel that box lift up and you're gonna be in danger of tipping off your Reformer, and we do not want that. So sit with your right hip, very top edge of the box in line with your shoulder block. And then we're gonna bring your right knee up in line with the top of the box as well. So everything is aligned with the top of the box. If you pull your knee past the box, you're probably gonna feel a little pinching in your hip, or if you bring your knee down, most likely you're tucking your foot underneath your opposite thigh, which is gonna create pressure on that foot. We do not wanna do either of those. Again, right knee and hip to the top of the box. Your right foot is gonna come back and it's gonna be right up against that left thigh. Now, your left leg is gonna come underneath, or your left foot, I should say, is gonna come underneath your strap down here at the bottom. And our safety measure here is that your foot is flexed the whole time. As long as that foot is flexed and your strap is properly attached, you can pull as hard as you want. You're not going anywhere. You're locked in nice and tight. So again, we want that foot flexed the entire time that we're doing this. The other two big things that I will see here is I will see people pulling with their knee. So what I mean is when we go to come back up, they're bending and unbending this knee. So rather than coming up nice and smooth, they're bending their knee like this to pull themselves up. We don't want to do that. That's bringing in all kind of muscles through the hip and into that thigh to work. We're not aiming for that with this exercise. We're wanting to isolate into our abdominals here. You want this foot nice, or excuse me, you want this leg nice and straight. The other thing is that they'll let their foot come down. My foot right now is resting on the deck there. We don't want to do that. When you start the exercise, you want to have your foot lifted up against that strap the whole time. So you're creating pressure up against that strap. Again, that's going to lock everything into place here. Now, as we get ready for our first exercise, you should notice that your hips are essentially at a 45-degree angle from the top edge of the box. And that's essentially going to be the same setup, this low body setup, for all 4 variations we're going to do today. Now, our first variation I call stuck between the panes of glass, because that's what I like to imagine. Is imagine your torso is stuck between 2 panes of glass. You cannot twist or lean forward or backwards. All you can do is go down towards the floor or towards the well, and then back up towards the ceiling. You have a few different placements for your hands. You could have hands on your hips, which is beginner. You could have hands across your shoulders, which is intermediate, or fingertips behind your ears, which is advanced. And then for those that are doing this maybe for the first time, a great place to start is to have your left hand on your hip, and then we'll use that right hand to grab our headrest and give us a little push off as we lower and come back up. Again, wherever you would like to go, pretend like you're stuck between those 2 panes of glass. Your chest is square to the side of your Reformer. Big inhale as you go down, and big exhale as you come up. again, notice my hips and everything are staying square. That foot is staying flexed and lifted up against that strap. Let's just try for 3 more reps here. 2. 1 more. Beautiful. All right. So again, that was a lot of information, but the good thing is once you get the low body setup, it essentially stays the same for all 4 variations. Now that first variation, again, was stuck between the panes of glass, working more into our obliques there. The second variation, we're gonna go into a little bit of low back extension here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna twist towards the floor. Again, you could have hands on your hips here, hands across the shoulders or behind your ears, or for a little bit of a modification for this one, you can bring your hands down to the frame and then do a little push off that frame. And you're gonna stay facing the floor the entire time. So again, hands can be on your hips, on your shoulders, or behind your ears. And now that, for mobility wise, is probably one of the harder variations to do, but I do recommend doing that as your second variation into this. We want to really strengthen up those low back muscles to help support our core, or what we think of our core. Your low back muscles are part of your core here, but they help to support the abs and to help keep our spine in nice proper alignment. So again, we had stuck between the panes of glass. That one I call facing the well when you're facing down. The third one is we're facing the ceiling. So again, same setup with our low body. We're gonna twist our chest now towards our foot bar, and I want you to look towards your foot bar the entire time here. We're gonna inhale back, keeping that chin tucked to chest, again, looking to your foot bar, and exhale back up. We're working more into rectus abdominis, or your 6-pack abs here. So big inhale back, exhale up. And here we're working on that spinal flexion. Again, you can do hands on your shoulders, or fingertips behind the ears for a big challenge. Excellent. And we're all the way up for those 5 reps. Again, just doing a few reps. This is more of a how-to guide. So our last one. This one I consider an advanced Pilates move because we're gonna mix everything that you've learned so far into one move. It will make you dizzy if you go too fast. Even if you don't go too fast, it may make you dizzy. So I'll recommend starting out with just a few reps and going slow through it. But same setup for our entire low body. This one I call the around the world. I like to do this purely with my fingertips behind my ears. But again, you can always do hands on your hips or shoulders. I just find fingertips behind the ears really lets me feel that rotation better that we're about to go for. So we're gonna start facing sideways, immediately rotate towards the well, go down as deep as you can. Then once you're here, we're gonna rotate all the way towards the ceiling and exhale all the way back up. And again, rotate towards the well, inhale down, exhale, twist, and up. Good. 3 more, nice, slow and controlled. Again, don't pull with this leg. We want to keep that leg lifted, but not bending that knee to pull ourselves up. 1 more. Beautiful. All the way up. Again, give the shoulders a little roll, head a little wiggle side to side. And we're gonna go into a little stretch here for this side. So again, you could bring your hand down to that headrest. Maybe that's enough of a stretch here. You could start to bring it out to the frame behind you a little bit to go even deeper, or bring your hand down to the floor. This top hand can either stay on your leg, or you could reach it over to get a little bit deeper into that side body stretch there. Just holding here for a few breaths. One more. Big exhale all the way up. All right, so again, practice the same series on the opposite side. If you made it all the way to the around the world, go all the way to the around the world again. Or maybe you just focus on that first move, especially if you're a beginner. I recommend just focusing on the stuck between the panes of glass. That one's gonna help you build up so much strength. You're gonna feel it tomorrow and probably curse me tomorrow when you wake up and you feel your sides. But yeah, just start slow, carefully start to add in the face in the well, the face in the foot bar, and then you're around the world. So that is it for today. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to check out this video here for some no crunch ab exercises. And if you enjoyed this video, comment below abs challenge for an upcoming abs challenge that I have planned. Until next time, just keep moving. Bye for now.